I'm here in southern Spain, in Garrucha. Boat's out of the water, all pressure cleaned, and I'm about to change two of my ball valves. The first one is the air conditioning one. I'm just going to show you what I've done so far. Okay, so you're going to need some gloves and some protective glasses, obviously an angle grinder with a relatively thin blade. You don't want a thick one because you can see here you have to nibble away at this very slowly so you don't damage anything, and then basically get something underneath. I'm going to nibble a little bit more, and then this whole thing should just fall off. And then use a paper scraper and you should be able to slip it underneath and pull it off. And Ollie, you're quite right, it is held on with two screws as well, which you couldn't see. Okay, so basically you need to trim the head back of this a little bit more so that the ball valve inside will just pull off, basically. Well, that's what the plan is. I've opened this because this is the air conditioning, and you can see, I'm just going to take the hose off, you can see that this is actually moving already. So I'm hoping a swift pull is just going to pull that off. As I thought, it just literally lifted off. Just one hand just pulled it, just came off. There seems to still be a lot of life left in this. I can't see anywhere where I'd say, you know, this is about to fail in any way. At least the through hole anyway. I mean, this valve might fail at some point, but as far as the through hole's concerned, that's pretty solid anyway. So I used a hairdryer to warm up the pipe, so this came off quite easy, and just a swift kick and basically that's off. I've got to say the hull here is actually quite thin. I think that's probably about 5mm, which really surprises me. But anyway, it is what it is. So next step is to dry fit the through hole and the ball valve, and then measure the distance between the nut. I've got this hand tight. Measure the distance between the nut and the bottom of the valve there, and that's the amount that I'm going to remove. Yep, and as always, measure twice and cut once. I measured this 3 times. Now the other thing I like to do is connect this and leave it there. It's not glued yet, but connect it anyway, because that way this can actually fit on the other end as well, and if you did that, the handle could end up in the wrong orientation. So that is perfect for my install. Okay, so having glued the through hole below and pushing it through, it's a bit difficult to do it with one hand. Film and do that. Push it through, so there's plenty of adhesive on the outside. Push it through. Put more Sikaflex around where the through hole comes through. Put the washer on and then screw it down. Now I do it up quite tight, and I don't like the idea of putting another turn on the following day, like today when it's dry. I don't like doing that. I prefer to leave it as it is. And then outside I just Sikaflex on the new filters. I had planned on installing a collar, and for a number of reasons I didn't in the end. Now, our American friends may say that my installation isn't ABYC compliant, and they'd be right. However, as long as you leave no more than 5mm of exposed through hole thread, it is ISO compliant, and that's acceptable in the UK, Europe and many other countries. Now, aside from the Sikaflex 291, I also used Loctite 5331 on all of the threads. And the total cost of the project was €260.